have been limerent on a person that I've never actually talked to and barely know anything about for about a year and a half. Limerence is basically when you daydream about someone being different from who they actually are, and I've always stumbled whenever I've tried to break this habit because the experience, quote unquote, feels spiritual to me. I still do hold on to this hope that maybe we'll connect again someday, or that there's some sort of quote-unquote soulmate, like I interpret it as, because the answer is unknown and will remain unknown until they themselves give me an answer or I seek that answer. But how can they give an answer when they don't even know that I see them in this light? Or at least I don't think so. I remember feeling as if this person looked like and had the aura of an angel in a sense, because he was in my communication class. So I guess I did know him to an extent without ever actually getting to know him. His friend asked him one day if he liked me. He said no. I feel bad for her, which in a way hurt, honestly. Not because I liked him at the time, really, because I didn't really have feelings for the person at this time, but because I hate being pitied on by other people. It's just not a good feeling to feel below them by being the one who's hurt and vulnerable. Although I was processing a lot at the time and have been through a lot, I didn't like being reminded of that and still don't to an extent, but I'm better about it now. In a way, overhearing that flipped a switch in me and made me think maybe he does like me, because if a friend who spends a lot of time with him thinks that he likes me, then maybe there's hope that he does. No boy has ever really liked me before in a romantic way at school or really in person at all, and I'm just consumed by the possibility of him liking me still, because it would heal the wound of me not feeling wanted. On the very last day of class, by the way, stared off into space and was listening to this other person give a presentation just to look at this person who I am now limerent on, because at the time they looked bored of the person talking, and I was honestly judging them for that. I was thinking to myself, why do they look so pissed off and annoyed? That's kind of rude to look that way at someone else. Then this turned into them possibly looking at me and us staring at each other for what felt like forever. I say possibly because honestly them staring at me may have just been in my head, because I can be a bit delusional like that sometimes, like very delusional. But the reason why I thought it actually happened and that I saw it and still do see it in a way, see it as spiritual, was because it literally felt like the world stopped for a second and that no one else was there. It was honestly a nice feeling, and my eyes were basically acting like a magnet and being drawn to look at this person, even when I felt uncomfortable by staring at them and having them notice and trying to look away in order to not be creepy, you know? I'm desperate for a boyfriend, and no, this does not mean that some creepy old man or toxic man can just slide into my DMs to take advantage of me. I'm not that desperate. I like being single now and know that I'm meant to be, because it's freeing, but I guess I just mean that I'm desperate for an answer. I'm desperate about not thinking about this person anymore. Honestly, I've tried a lot of tricks of not thinking about them and trying to rationalize why I shouldn't think about them, as well as delving into the root cause of why I'm thinking about them, but nothing has worked so far. Why am I meant to think about him if I am? I feel like I'm just wasting time. I want to be with him despite not knowing him. I mean, I suppose I'm drawn to the fact that they were holding a book once and said that it reminded them of good times with friends. It showed that, hey, maybe someone normal finally likes me. To add on, it got so bad to the point where I did stalk his social media accounts and ended up finding his social media account on a club page. It's definitely embarrassing. Not my proudest moment. Like, what am I supposed to say if I ever do talk to them? That I was a creep and saw his social media that are kept pretty private? it's really silly. I had an experience where when it comes to a guy, me liking a guy and trying to reach out to him just for him to be creeped out despite us talking at school. So I feel weird about reaching out to men who I like now, honestly. But maybe he's different. Maybe he's different, I say. I know I'll probably get a lot of backlash for saying all of this. This is my insecurity, by the way. I don't really know if this is true, but this is just what I think in my head whenever I try to say this story and stuff to other people. I think that I'm going to be judged for it, so therefore I say I'll probably get a lot of backlash because I feel insecure about it. But this is just my story. Take it or leave it. I know that it's unhealthy. I know that I can't control him, which is why I'm trying to move on. I'm not creepy. I perceive myself in that way, honestly. I feel shame about it, but I'm really not. Honestly, anyone would feel drawn in this sort of situation and would be wondering, what was it all for? Because what is it all for? I fucked up and didn't respond when he complimented me, so how can I go back from that? To him, I just want to say, I'm sorry for ignoring your compliment. I was scared. Too scared to realize that maybe things wouldn't turn into a quote-unquote fairy tale, and that I would be disappointed again, so I was avoidant. I'm sorry. There's no excuse, and I just hope that I can make it up to you one day, apologize, and compliment you back, because either way, no matter how this goes, I do admire you still from the very little I do know about you from hearing your speeches. I do think that you light up a room and that you're a really nice person. At least I perceived you in that way at the time. And still, hopefully, if you're the same type of person, would. I do have the dream of getting to make it up to him and know the truth. And I guess that's why I'm limerent, to let go of any regrets that could resurface later on in life and impact future relationships. And that's all me being limerent on a guy who I barely know right now. Goodbye, friends. Thank you for watching.